Just look at the numbers. The Thunder have a net rating of 12.8 per 100 possessions. That is the second best net rating in NBA history, only second to the Chicago Bulls in 1995-96, who had a net rating of 13.4. This is an all-time historically great team.
This was the vision of the summer of 2024.
Yes.
And it took almost 2 years for it to really come to fruition in a big moment. But this is what the vision was when Daryl Morey signed Paul George and paired him as a big three alongside Maxey and Joel Embiid. And that was lauded as the best offseason move.
Not only did things not get dire, there were three people responsible for the Knicks turnaround. And let's go back and realize what franchise we're talking about. We're talking about the New York Knicks. The New York Knickerbockers is what we're talking about right now. A franchise that since Jim Dolan acquired the team in 1999 has been a complete joke and a complete laughingstock of the entire NBA. There are three people responsible for the turnaround over the last 5 years. That's A, Leon Rose, who's done a phenomenal job turning this team around. B, Jalen Brunson, who's obviously a superstar and the king of New York and the captain of the Knicks. And 3, Tom Thibodeau, who has done a great job building a winning culture within an organization that has had a losing culture for decades and really the entirety of Jim Dolan's ownership. They've been a losing franchise and a losing culture. And 3 guys are responsible for that turnaround. And now one of them is gone. Not after he had a poor season, not after the Knicks descended in any way or even plateaued in any way. Every single year since Jalen Brunson has been there, every single year since Tom Thibodeau has been there, when they actually got Jalen Brunson, they've ascended. And they just made the first conference finals in 25 years. And what's Tom Thibodeau's reward for that? Out the door, see you later, sayonara.
Whenever we litigate Joel Embiid's career as a Sixer when it comes to a close, you're going to look at the fact that he is the only MVP in the last 40 years to not make a conference finals. I mean, even Derrick Rose, who had a really short prime, made a conference finals. So that kind of says everything about how great he is as a talent, but it didn't necessarily translate to team success.
That was a mockery of a press conference.
Absolutely.
I mean, there were millions and millions of Mavs fans who are legitimately devastated.
It's like they're mourning, for him, by the way.
It's like they're mourning someone. Like they're going through the 5 stages of grief. They're mourning someone right now. And Nico Harrison got up there and pretty much said that he's not even going to be here in a few years. And he was laughing about it, laughing it off. And let me play this audio for you right now.
And the future to me is 3-4 years from now. The future, 10 years from now, I don't know. I don't think they probably bury me and Jay by then, or we bury ourselves.
Yes. You already buried yourself, Nico Harrison. Your time is running out. And Jason Kidd's sitting there, like, because he wasn't consulted on this trade. He's sitting there like, what in the world did you do to me? Why did you do this? And I'm not a conspiracy guy, not in sports, not in politics, not in life. It's hard not to get conspiratorial about something like this.
I have an announcement to make. Can everyone stop saying the East is open this year?
It is.
The East is not open this year. The East is the Knicks East. The East runs through New York. There is not a team in the East who can compete with the Knicks when fully healthy. The only way the Knicks do not make the NBA Finals is if one of their starters is out for an extended period of time. They found a way to maximize the talent on this roster while maintaining Jalen Brunson's all-NBA level production, which was pretty much the task that Mike Brown had to do, because this was a good offense last year, but wasn't good enough in the playoffs and resorted to too much isolation and got stale and was easy to guard.
The majority of those picks last night aren't going to pan out. The majority of those picks, when their second contract comes around, are not going to be on the same team. And you want to know why? And why the draft is so difficult to predict? You're drafting a person as much as you are a player. And you can project a player. I mean, there are a million talent evaluators, scouts out there who are really good at projecting the player that a guy can become when you watch him on film. Projecting a person at that young of an age and projecting a person when he gets millions of dollars and goes into fame and all this stuff, it's really difficult. But what Morey has done a great job of is projecting the person as much as the player. And when you look at guys like Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey and now VJ Edgecombe, these are guys who have infectious energy, hardworking dudes who just bring joy every single day to the facility and around the team. Getting in the Jimmy Butler business is never easy. It's like a guy who's like been divorced 4 times and they've all ended poorly. And then like your friend's like, oh, what's your female friend would be like, oh, what's that guy's deal? It's like, oh, he's been divorced 4 times. Everyone should be like, red flag, stay away. But then there's always one person out there who's so desperate. You're so desperate to find someone that you make a move. It's like, all right, I'll go out with this person who's been divorced 4 times. the Warriors are a desperate organization.
Literally just spitting all over the place.
They're a desperate organization who just made a desperate move
Yes.
to attach themselves and partner with someone who's now been divorced 4 times, and they've all ended poorly. But from a basketball point of view, not a Jimmy Butler character point of view, I actually think it's a good fit. Like, I really like the basketball fit. LeBron, your organization just got a life raft. You had a drowning organization with you and Anthony Davis at the helm. Drowning. I mean, they weren't above a 7 seed the last 3 seasons. They had one nice Western Conference run. It was not working with those 2 guys, both guys on the wrong side of their careers. You were a drowning organization. The Mavs gift you a life draft. It's not just a life raft. They had a life raft that brought them to a beachfront property that they're going to stay at for the next decade. If you want to take away the tush push, fine. The Eagles' personnel, their offensive line, Jalen Hurts' strength and his legs, they're going to continue to find ways to pick up first downs in short yardage situations because of their personnel. You want to stop the Eagles? Draft as well as Howie Roseman. Build as good of a culture and organization as Howie Roseman. That's how you stop the Eagles, not banning plays.
Look before that Micah Parsons trade, how elite that pass rush was. And then you had Micah Parsons, who you have to double team every single time he's on the field, whether he's rushing from the right, from the left, from the inside. It doesn't matter. Every time he's on the field, he commands double teams. That opens up that entire pass rush. So forget the offense for a second. That Green Bay defense is legit. And then you have Jordan Love, who's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, a deep wide receiving core. Josh Jacobs as a runner with a really great offensive line. This is as a complete team as you'll see in the NFL right now.
An 8th, 9th man on a college basketball roster for a high major program is getting so much more money, like hundreds of thousands of more money than they would being the star of a mid-major program. So the talent gap is becoming wider and wider, and it's going to be harder for Cinderella teams to make this run. Everyone can talk about what's the better job, Villanova, Maryland. It's not really about that for me. It's about the fit for Kevin Willard. Like when you break up with an ex and you start hanging out with a new girl, and maybe you miss your ex a little bit, but it's not because she's better than the new girl. Or you like her more than the new girl. You miss the ex because of the comfortability. You miss the ex because of the compatibility.
Yeah.
Willard misses his ex.
What about there's some other
his
things
ex,
too? I might be might made up.
Sure.
She might have made a mean spaghetti.
Sure,
you know?
but that's the comfortability. That's the compatibility.
That goes together.
Willard misses his ex. You know who his ex is? It's the Big East. Kevin Willard is a Big East guy.
Yeah.
He played basketball in the Big East. He coached in the Big East for over a decade. He grew up in Long Island, going to the Big East tournament. He was a Knicks ball boy. He loves the Big East. He always has. When he got to Maryland, I was there his first year in College Park. He would always wax poetic about the Big East. He is a Big East guy. He also deserves some criticism for this series.
100%.
And look, he will grow as a coach. But JJ Redick sat on ESPN last year, and he came at Doc Rivers hard for not his coaching, but for not taking accountability.
Correct.
And he said, you make excuses. He said, I'm sick and tired of listening to Doc Rivers not take accountability for when he makes mistakes. Then JJ Redick decides to play all 5 guys in the second half in game 4 without sitting them once. For the first time in NBA history, 24 straight minutes for 5 guys. Not a single sub was made. Lakers blow a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. Those guys, obviously, Lakers lose the game, and then they lose the game 5 and eventually the series. JJ Redick doubled down on that. So when he's calling for other people as a media guy to take accountability, as a coach, where's your accountability? Like the 3 hardest words to say for anybody is I was wrong. You show guts on the football field, win the ball game.
Well,
Who cares? They have the right to plant that flag.
No, they don't. No,
yes,
they
do.
don't.
Yes,
Yo,
they do.
Show some class, Sam.
Some class.
Show
It's a
some
rivalry.
class.
You say you like the pettiness. We love rivalries in college football. Show some class. You just got beaten down on the football field when you were a massive favorite against the Michigan team that was having an awful year.
You plant a flag in my house, we're fighting. We're fighting.
But I already beat you in the fight.
Doesn't
matter. So if I
matter.
beat you in the fight and you're on the ground, I can plant that flag and I will plant that flag.
We are going